Shalom. Special greetings to Fresh 75 from West Disbury, just up the road from me. And a very special embrace to Tim Osman, who's come here to learn about what gyroscopes show about the world. Sorry, 1 second. Yes, cool. Right. First, let's just take a look at something. This comes from, where is it? This. What's this? This is from No Fanfare, ship heading out on a flat plane, 20-second 3D animation. He explains and then he shows the animation. So I'm going to jump ahead to the animation, okay? Pay attention. I will play this and then I will play it again, zooming in on the ship, okay? The animated 3D ship you're about to see is 100% rendered on a flat plane. Pay attention. When will the ship come along? Oh, there it goes. Look, there it goes into the distance. getting smaller. It's getting smaller. It's getting smaller with the distance. Huh? It looks like. Oh. Huh? Thanks for coming. Let's play it again. This time, zooming into this region. Okay? Let's play. And I'm going to zoom in. That's as much as I can zoom in. Sorry. Let's watch the ship. Let's see if the top goes first or the bottom or the sides. Let's see. Keep watching. Oh, it's difficult to say which, but kind of looking like the bottom disappeared first. Good gosh. Huh? Look, oh. Oh dear. So let's close that. I hope you all saw that. Let me where's my stream page? Just a second. Timmy boy in the chat. Timmy boy in the chat. Let me just make sure that it shared. Yes, it did. Oh no, that wasn't a flat plane, a computer flat plane. You can't get much flatter than that apart from like the real world. But flat, computer told flat plane. Yeah, okay, render this. Huh. So the Globling in the chat is like, no, that's just bad. That's what he's saying in the chat. Okay, so now we're going to move on to something else. Something that requires a little bit of thinking. So the Globling, so you might as well just take a break, put some music on, kick your feet, kick your shoes off, and just look out of your window and don't pay attention. Okay, this is for the flat earthers, so they can discuss this with globe believing friends. Okay, what's this I have? And what's this I have? Let's discuss what I have here. I have two circles and a line between them and two arrows kind of pointing away to A over here and A over here. I have a direction symbol of an arrow clockwise, and this would be, oh, and then a big S. This is a sphere globe Earth looking up from the south. Okay, and over here we have a sunset. That would be the start of what? Well, we'll see. And over here we have dawn, the end of what? And here we have, let's see, 804,000 miles or 1,320,000 kilometers. That's 12 hours on the equinox. What? Oh, I see. This would be somebody here at sunset. The bottom of your screen would play the area of space where the daylight is, and the top of the screen where the night is. Okay, you could bisect the sphere and say that the top of the sphere is nighttime and the bottom is day. Okay, over here sunset, and somebody sets up an EQ mount. It's the equinox, and they're at the equator, and they're going to look at a star. They're going to be looking off towards the east in their night sky. Okay, east where dawn was in the morning, right? Well, now they're looking east to the stars that are going to go, well, east to west, just like the sun. Okay, so EQ mount set up, looking at star. The Earth is going to rotate, and what the Globelings do is they just rotate the Earth, and then they place this line here, and they go, see, there you go. Like, no, silly, you've forgotten the rest of your model, which says that in those 12 hours, 804,000 miles has been flown by the Earth in its orbit. See? So the end, which will be here, which it will be looking to the west, okay? And there's the star. That's the end. It's interesting. The star seems to have, like, moved about in the sky, not here. Obviously, this is not to scale, but much, much farther away. moved across the sky to fit perfectly fine within the EQ mount setting for the camera. Oh, wait, what? Did you just include other elements of the globe model that are usually skipped by the globe links? Yes, that's right. I didn't invent them. It's part of their model. Right, so let's see, what's this here? Oh, I see. Yes, right. Okay, because you see, what this is doing is this is showing only the distance traveled by the sun, by the Earth around the sun in a 12-hour period. But the whole solar system is moving through space too, don't forget that. And that's what this is showing. See? Right. So we're going to look first at this bottom sun and this start and that over there, which would be the end if shown by a half-width globe link, see? But in the real world, 12 hours later, the sun and the rest of the solar system has traveled 6,168,000 miles, right? And the Earth, which started here, right? The whole thing started here and finished there. See there? This was just to show what it would look like if it was like, you know, just to keep it in track, to make it a nice, neat box, you know, for equations. Right, so far away there would be the Earth if it was just the whole solar system was static and it wasn't moving through space, but it is moving through space, silly. So 6 million miles, that star that appeared to have moved these, well, 804,000 miles plus the Earth's diameter. No, not really. It's really these 804,000 miles plus 6 million miles. That's right. You see, this is one triangle here, okay, with the future Earth there. But the real future Earth is not there. It's here at the top. See? You start here, you finish there. The sun has moved up through space. The Earth has moved up through space, but also moved sideways, see, like the red triangle. So here we have the start, and here we have 12 hours later, the end. Okay? The distance around the sun is 804,000 miles. That's this here, 804,000 miles. But the whole solar system through space, it's 6,168,000. Great. The hypotenuse of that is 6,220,000. That's what the Earth would have traveled through space while keeping the EQ mount fixed on that star, which is obviously also moving through space to be at the end of that line of sight. See? And here it says 82.573 degrees. Here. What does this mean? It means this, right? Get this, you'll like it. See here, when they start, okay, here, right? Well, here, when they set it the EQ mount horizontal to catch that star appearing over the horizon, right? They're going to end up, get this, that way. That's right. When they're looking at that star, they could literally say, right, so you see that star? Well, when we finish looking at that star, we're going to be at 82 degrees in that direction. Okay, so this would be 0, 82 degrees in that direction. That's right, almost 90 degrees. So you're looking at a star at the horizon, right? And you say, so we're going to finish not 90 degrees in that direction, 82 degrees in that direction, kind of pointing just ahead of your feet. Yes, in the globe. Isn't that funny? So here's a representation of that. Okay. This is the start when you're looking at the east. Oops, sorry, I have messages. No, I'm not seeing. Dude, I'm doing my own stream. Right. So here's the east. You're looking at a star. When you end, the EQ mount will have, well, swiveled vertically all the way 180 degrees to be looking at the west. And the globe links will say, well, you know, if you factor the motion, then we're only really factoring this. But wait, which is the result of this, what I just showed. Yeah, this. But it's like, hey, wait a second, silly boob. You see, look, that's not actually right. It's only like an idea. What's really happening is this. Here's the sun, and yes, not to scale, but the same principles apply. Okay. The bottom red circle is the sun. These two circles will be the Earth at the start and the Earth at the end. And you see how the line that points to the sun and the line that points to the east at the start of the reading, okay, and the west at the start of the reading, at the end of the reading, sorry, okay, these two, can you see how they diverge, those lines? That's right, they diverge. And this is only in this triangle. But remember, this one, this is not where you arrive at the end of your reading. No, the whole thing has traveled up, 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 up. And this is where you arrive. See, here. That's where I've got this red line there. Okay, that would be the hypotenuse of your journey. That's right. So far away in space in this direction is star A. And at the end of the reading, far away in space in this direction is star A. And how far away is that? You have no way of determining. Why not, Antonio? Well, because you see this little question mark that says you don't know the distance to the star. Therefore, you don't know how far it has traveled. Therefore, you don't know anything from the globe model other than it rose in the east, right, and set in the west, just like on the flat Earth. See? Because the flat Earth doesn't have to calculate any of this silliness. This silliness actually says, no, your EQ mount can't possibly work the way you imagine your EQ mount to work, silly. For you to think it works how you think it works, well, the star would show this huge arc in space, along with all of the other stars that were, you know, congregating in the same frame of your camera. Yeah, all of the whole sky actually, just all of it moving in this triangular shape, in this hypotenuse there. That's right. Much, much, much. In fact, it looks like when you tally up the supposed distances in light years to the stars, well, that's faster than the speed of light. Oh, no. I mean, if you factor in the distances, yeah. You see what I'm showing here? Do you understand what I'm showing here? Wait. See what I'm showing here? Okay. Divergence. Okay. East is in this direction, and then west is in that direction. They're not parallel lines because the whole thing is on an arc. Do you understand? I love saying that. It's so arsey. Do you understand? Look, I can show you in another way, okay? I'll just do it with a cursor. Look, a vertical line, plumb, would be this way. And 12 hours later, it would be, well, this way. See this huge arc between those two lines? Well, it's even worse when you say that way to east and then that way to west. It's just a silliness, see? Your EQ mount shows that the Earth is flat. And flat earthers have been trying to explain this to you, but you haven't understood it, because when you set up your EQ mount, you imagine that you're rolling. When you imagine that you're rolling, you have to imagine that you're rolling from this point, and you're going to roll to a point in space. You're going to travel. When you start, you have to be able to say, when we finish in 12 hours time, we will be in that direction, pointing down ahead of your feet, 6,220,000 miles away. That way. That's where we will be when we finish. And your brain will say to you, and what will happen is this, right? Let's say we're looking to the left, from this ball to the left towards the star. And then up here, you're going to say to the left towards the star 2. Okay. Here you'd be at the bottom of the globe looking that way. And here you would be at the top of the globe looking that way. From this perspective, which would be a North Polar perspective now. Okay. Right. Actually, it would be the other way around. From here, looking east that way. And from here, looking that way. And you imagine parallel lines because they're nice and neat for equations. But the journey you've made is an arc, which means that those supposedly imaginary parallel lines are actually diverging. The opposite of parallel, or the opposite of converging. Okay, diverging. But your EQ mount doesn't show that, does it? No. What does it show? 180 degrees. That's interesting. It's almost like what's happened is the Earth is flat. There was a star to the east. It went overhead and then it set to the west. And that's all that happened. And that you can't tell how far away that star is because you don't know what that star is because you don't know what stars are to begin with. Isn't that funny? It's funny to me. Right, so stop sharing. Now I'm going to join you in the chat and mock the Globelings. No, Antonio, no, I disagree. I disagree. Show me with a drawing. No. That's what they do. The Tim Osmans of the world. I'm going to look at what he's saying. And that is what they do. Say, yeah, just show me with a diagram. No. Why? Because if you try to show me with a diagram, I might say, now can you show me the path of light from that star to the Earth? Can you show me that, please? Where's the chat, Dagnabit? There it is. Good gosh. Dan W. What are you saying? I just saw something. Now joining you in the chat. Where's Dan W's message? Antonio, shit is going in chat, everyone. What? Like, oh, quiet, everyone behave. Yes, I'm in chat, Dan. How are you doing? How are you doing? So Tim Osman, EQ mounts and gyroscopes destroy flat Earth. Like, no, silly. It's the other way around. You know how the horizon actually destroys the globe? You know how flatness destroys the globe? You know how the actual evidence that anybody can go out there and collect destroys the globe? You know how the only thing that actually props the globe up is ludicrous fantasies that are full of contradictions and paradoxes? Yeah, can't be faster than the speed of light, but it is faster than the speed of light, although it can't be faster than the speed of light, but obviously is faster than the speed of light, although it can't be faster than the speed of light. That's right, that kind of thing. Tim, you yourself showed the horizon rising with your drone in your own video. You were trying to show how at the horizon, as you go up, more and more land is unveiled. But you forgot to like angle your camera up, didn't you? And it remained in the center of the screen. I took screen grabs and showed it. And you issued a copyright strike, didn't you, Tim Osman? You dim. Tim Osman, but he's using Osama bin Laden's code name for the CIA. Yeah, because that's what we've told. We've been told that his code name was Tim Osman because the CIA just said, yeah, code name Tim Osman. Yeah, Osama bin Laden. There you go. Play with that. And Tim Osman's like, I'm going to use that. Anyway, so poor dim-dims. Yes, still clinging to the globe. And then Tim Osman, the dim-dim, says, just so Stellarium, globe-based reality. It's like, no. Observation-based visuals, not globe-based reality. It's a computer program. That's not reality. It's a computer program based on observation. See? And Tim Osman writes, after writing just so Stellarium globe-based reality, you know, because a computer program is now reality, just like mathematics is reality. So a computer program is reality. He says, instead, he will just talk a bunch of nonsense for hours for attention again. Like, no, I thought, I will show this, make it embarrassing for people like you to bring up the EQ man, because people will be able to pull up this video and cut it if they want, take the voice off, whatever, show it themselves. Yeah, Tim Osman, you half-wit, you haven't thought it through, like always. But Extra Crate 200 writes, and you'll sit here and watch it. Oh, you poor start for attention guy, Tim Osman. Anyway. Tim Osman should come on the StreamYard. Tim Osman, would you like to come on the StreamYard? Would you like to join me? Huh, Timmy boy? On camera, seeing as though we've all seen your face, just join me. Or you whack. That one didn't happen so well. Got a cold. There you go. Tim, wanna join me? If not, I'll wrap up this and go and have a good chuckle at what I'm pretty sure would be a Snorefest at Globebusters. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Cole Gibney says, Tim Osman is what Antonio just showed false. Oh, but look, it looks like he's busy. He must have got a phone call. Because yeah, must have. Oh, poor thing. Took the Canuck. Taste of Snorefest. Was there a few minutes ago. Yeah, no surprise. No surprise. Unfortunately, like, oh, okay. Wow, can you guys not really think of anything else to cover? Can you not engage with any of your own thoughts? The only thing I've actually seen Bob Nodell mention, which was very interesting, was the size of Pluto versus its distance, how it would be seen at all in the first place. You know, tiny Pluto, very far away from the sun. Sunlight going from the sun to Pluto and then bouncing from Pluto back to Earth to be seen from Earth. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't his own thought, unfortunately, because I've seen what he's done to things that Orphan Red has brought up before. Orphan Red brings something up. Bob Globebusters is there in the chat. Very interesting, Sasha. And then a couple of weeks later, here's something else I thought of, guys. And he shows what Orphan Red was talking about. Yes, doesn't mention Orphan Red. No, because his wife might go in a hissy fit. She's got bigger boobs than me. That kind of stuff. You know how women are. I say, totally offending all the women. But you know how you are, because you do. JM is now parroting how the sun works, calling it a hologram. Who's JM? Who's JM? Like, really? Can Angel Fire, can you tell me who JM is? Or what the channel is? It's like, oh, soon, if it's JM Truth. Okay, I think I might know his channel. But it's forgotten the prismatic thing. JM Truth. So hologram. Yeah, is that JM Truth? Is it JM Truth Radio? Looks like it. Oh, it's that guy. Yes, that guy. So this happens, okay? And I was shown proof of this. Shelley Lewis orders my book, okay? Way back when. Shelley Lewis orders my book. I send it to her. She doesn't receive it. She doesn't contact me to say, I've not received your book. Nothing. Instead, just doesn't receive it. Apparently, I don't know. But she paid for it. And she tells JM Truth, not JM Truth, other people, I bought the book on the sun, never even got it. Instead of contacting me and saying, I never got your book, And then me saying, well, here's the tracking number. What the heck? You know, because it's the US. It's not like it's Botswana. If it was Botswana and it's got lost, okay. But it's the US. Shouldn't really get lost, you know? So I just thought I'd mention that. But she got the book. Either that or she got the book and she just pretends that she didn't get it. I don't know. Okay. Truth. So there's a hologram, is it? You mean it's holoprismatic? Anyway. Dave Hinkle, I asked him in Jaron's chat of 600 people on Friday, no response. One of those mostly accurate map of the known areas of Earth was ignored by most truth seekers. Oh, you didn't ask that, Dave Hinkle, did you? Oh, wait. Angel Fire writes, well, he doesn't really understand. What's he talking about? A holographic sun, if he doesn't understand. Or hologramic sun. He doesn't understand what the sun is. The heck is he talking about it for? Anyway. Gold Steel Truth, right? Dave Hinkle, Jaron channel is full of shithead fanboys and trannies. Oh, you didn't just say that, did you? Yes, you did. Angel Fire, Shelly might be very naive, but that's about it. Yes, she could be. She could. And I've said, could be. But if I bought a book from someone paying like $30 for the whole shipping and everything, and I didn't get it, I'd be like, hey, dude, where's my book? You know, I would, wouldn't you? What? How many people? And right, if I paid for a book and it never arrived, and she did pay for the book, okay, I've seen the receipt. So she pays for the book, it doesn't arrive. She doesn't contact the guy to say, my book's not arrived still, son. No, just stays quiet. That doesn't it doesn't mesh. Doesn't quite make sense. I mean, it could be, order the book, it was sent, it would have received, but in the meantime, the person moved or whatever, who knows? I don't know. But the point is, you'd contact the person that you paid the money to say, my book's not here, dude. Anyway. Yes, JM Truth is just parroting what he has partially gleaned off you. Yes, just like what's his name? Mike Kavanagh parroting elements about the rainbow that he didn't quite get. Yeah, from what he gleaned, from what I told Zach and Zach had told him. You know, it's like, dude, do your own thinking. Anyway, I contacted you about it for Shelley, and there was an email to your sister. She just never followed up. Oh, okay. Yeah, you did contact me. Dude, it's months, I have to say. It's not quite a year, but it's been months. Dave Hinkle, just funny that 600 people ignore a mostly accurate map. Yes. Well, it's like this. Look, Dave Hinkle, I don't know if you were here in the chat before. I'm making another map. It's the same map, really, but with the magnetic declination on the latitudes divided into 10 latitudes or 10 degrees, if you want to call it that. So from the equator to the Arctic Circle, from the equator to the Antarctic Circle, and 24 longitudes. Okay, so a nice grid. And here I'm going to depict the angles, the direction in which compasses point. So along the longitude, however they point, okay? I've already done a study of it. It looks pretty good. It looks very interesting. In fact, not only does it look pretty good, I've also got a video made of, just by complete coincidence, I have a cheap magnet. I can replicate it. I can put the cheap magnet in the center of the North Pole, put my paper map on top, and go around with a compass and replicate almost exactly what's going on with the longitudes on the Earth. You know, as you go across the latitudes, what the needle does. Really interesting. Like, it just so happens to be how this crappy magnet has turned out. It's not one of these, you know, perfectly machined ones. So yeah, but what I'm working on now is going to it's going to look beautiful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to my Patreons because they deserve it. And I'm going to make one copy available to whoever wins the competition, whatever the competition. So I'm going to run a competition. I don't know what the competition will be. And whoever wins will get a physical copy of that map. Hopefully I don't have to send it to Shelley's address, or she'll never get it. And then, oh, hey, has Tim disappeared? Ew, I say, it looks like Timothy has disappeared. He's sitting there drawing with his protractor. Circle. 34 degrees that way. I go in, no, right. If I before Flat Earth, if I'd actually stopped to plot these kinds of things out, I would have ended up going, there's something wrong with this picture. I always thought it was curious how they can determine the speeds of stars and the speeds of galaxies if they don't have a point whose initial speed they know. They don't know our galaxy's initial, they don't know our actual galaxy's speed. Okay, in the globe model, our disk galaxy, they don't know its speed. So if they don't know its speed, how can they say what the speed of other objects are? And they can't say what the speed of other objects are relative to our galaxy because they don't know what the distance to those objects are, be they galaxies or distant stars or nebula, whatever. They don't know the distance, so they can't at all, but they do. They tell us their speeds all the time. It's like, sounds to me like you're just making shit up, cosmologist. Have you looked in the into barycenters? According to NASA, every planet or body has a barycenter, including the sun. Yes, I have. It's just a bunch of nonsense, zonked Jimmy. Like the Earth's barycenter is supposed to be the reason why the Earth's geomagnetic field is moving, because that barycenter moves too. The barycenter is the densest area of molten iron in the center of Earth's molten iron core region. Yeah, all that heat, just heat. Yeah, there's a point where it's densest because like more pressure because the Earth's surface is irregular. So the gravity is irregular on that point, but it moves, and this movement is what causes this shifting around the outside of the sphere of the magnetic field. I go, really? Don't you realize that there isn't an actual south pole on the surface of the Earth? There's only a north pole. When you make a magnet, you have a north and south. You've made a magnet and you go, if we place a sphere around this magnet, we'd have the Earth. Like, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to replicate on that globe Earth the magnetic field that we have on the Earth. Huh. Well, how does that work? Because you see, the center of the magnet, you have the north, as in area coming in, and then you have the south, as in area going out. That's what we're told, and that's what it looks like with magnets. Except if you actually look, it looks like it goes in, and it comes out at a different angle. It's like, huh, oh, so that's what's going on. Replicate it with a globe. They can't. Replicate it with a flat Earth. Can. What happens then? You have one point to which the needle points, which is the north direction, whichever direction that is. That's true north over there, but the magnetic field where you are is pointing that way. North is there. The field is pointing that way. This does not mean, if north is there, that south is there, and that your field is pointing that way, therefore south is there. It doesn't mean that. It means there's only north, and the needles are going to point along the magnetic field, not to north, as in geographic or true north, but magnetic field. It might be pointing at 90 degrees to north. So the globelings have this cockamamie, the same ludicrousness as stars older than the universe themselves. So they say, oh no, well, what's happening is it's pointing in a direction that's not quite true north, and the difference between the two, that's the magnetic declination. It's like, no, the magnetic declination has nothing to do with the distance from true north that it's pointing. It's got to do with the distance between the compass north, which is the thing that's pointing the wrong direction, and the idealized true north. So 90 degrees that way is where it's pointing. That's the actual direction. You say this is the magnetic declination because it's pointing that way to that region. And it's the difference between these 2 points. No, silly. If you walk 20 yards this way, it can start pointing that way. You're wrong. It's not doing what you say or what you think it's doing. I showed it with Google Earth. The best thing about Mensa Girl in the house, how you doing? Sent you a message earlier. The best thing about the globe is that the easiest thing to use to debunk the globe is the globe itself. Just Google Earth, grab Google Earth, start measuring things, see what happens. Use Google Earth and place magnetic field lines, see what happens. It's a gibberish. It turns out that it's just as much of a gibberish as the cosmology or Schrodinger's cockamamie idea of the superimposition. It's just not true. It's just a way of getting by, getting around the fact they have the wrong theory. They're working with the wrong theory. The experiment is showing that the theory is wrong. So they say, well, what must be happening is there must be a duality of states. That's what it must be. Either that or our theory is wrong. But they never get to that part. They never go, or our theory is wrong. That's what they should do. They should say, we don't understand what's happening because our theory says this result can only happen from something living in mutually contradictory states. But things don't appear to actually living or exist in mutually contradictory states. Maybe there's some other reasoning that we could engage with that would be a logical, sequential association between the cause and the effect. And it would be like, oh yes, it's not superimpositioning, it's just bending round this way. The filament you energized with your photon gun, it's just bending round this way, dim. Why does it bend? Because it has polarity. It wants to join the rest of the bundle. Anyway. Vindaloo. Yes, sir. Dan. Dan W and Mensa Girl and I went for a curry when Mensa Girl was here, and it was a delicious curry. Jack Dunphy. What I would give for a lamb madras right now. We'll go and get one, dude. Order one. It's not too late. Angel Fire. Just note Shelley moved because of the fires in California. The fire started by your book. Oh, okay. Well, Angel Fire, at least that has an explanation. That she moved because of the fires caused by my book. But yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, there were all those fires. So the book's there burnt or sitting there innocently, shielded, miraculously shielded. It will be found in an unscorched part of Earth, there in the middle of the wildfires, there, pristine Book of the Sun. But like, what the heck is this? UFOs, it's like a crop circle. Right, 1 second. Oh, I know what happened. Tim Osman disappeared as soon as I started asking for him to join me. Oh, I forgot about that. Same arc, Angel Fire. With the longitudes arcing in your map, is that the same way the light of the sun approaches? Same arc. Yes. Same arc. Those are the longitudes. And they change throughout the year. The globe says, well, they're changing because the shape of the Earth is doing this in respect to the sun. Okay? Axis, sun, now here, like this. Okay? Ahead of the sun, behind the sun. Ahead of the sun, behind the sun. The sun's Zenith above Capricorn, above Cancer, above Capricorn, above Cancer, if you want to look at it that way. That means that the shape of the illuminated area is changing throughout the year. The shape of the illuminated area actually changes throughout the year. Of course it does. It does not because the Earth is ahead of the Sun in part of its orbit and behind it in other parts. I'll show you what I mean. And this is the kind of thing that Groblings always just refuse to address. Here's the Sun. Here's Earth. And here's Capricorn. And here's Earth. There's Cancer. Okay, so axis, axis. And the whole thing is at a 66.6 degree ecliptic. Okay, so here, let me make sure that I'm displaying what I think I'm displaying. Yes, here. Okay, Sun, Earth in July, Earth in June, Earth in December. Okay, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer. Closer to the Sun here, more distant to the Sun there. Strangely, more heat here than there. We know all this, but this situation of the Earth going around the Sun and slowly going higher and higher compared to this, which would be a 90-degree ecliptic plane. Okay, the direction of the Sun is that way. The direction of the solar system or the Earth, the whole thing, that way. Okay, this is what they say is going on, which means, of course, acceleration until this point, and then deceleration, and then acceleration and decelerate. This thing, which doesn't work with centrifugal and centripetal forces. It just doesn't work. So they build in the bolt-on extra things, like the barycenter of the Sun. It's here, therefore it's have a bit more pull when the Earth is in that direction of the Sun, and when it's over in this direction, it has weaker pull, and da da da. It's just a gibberish. The whole of it is a gibberish. And you can check by just observing light and what it does and how it behaves. Okay, now I'm back in the chat. Angel Fire, this may be important. I was looking at the reflection of sunlight off Lake Ontario with the low sun, and the reflection seems more bright than during the summer. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. It could be, I mean, it could be all kinds of stuff. Could be. The answer is it's something. Could be that there's more atmospheric particulate when you're checking now, like more humidity, perhaps. I don't know. Making the sun slightly dimmer, but the distance between you and the reflection, no, it doesn't quite work. Not even that, because the light arriving at the reflected water would have gone through the same filtering that it goes through to your eyes. Interesting, interesting. Let's see. Yes. Oh, okay. Phil Jacko 84, Heal the World. Can these filaments hold informations? Always think of the internet as a web over us. Now knowing these filaments exist, filaments are the internet. Filaments are the communication system to the cloud, if you want to look at it that way, which they call cloud as if it was out there, up there, but isn't up there. It's a series of hard physical database computers. Can the filaments hold information? Absolutely. In fact, that's what they are. They're information conveying devices. That is what they are. That's the nature of so many of the things that remain mysteries to the mind of the bog standard physicist. It's a mystery. Consciousness, mystery. Is it really? Huh. Anyway, good question. Thanks for that. Where are the sun in the night? Why can't we see it? Art asks. It's like this. What we call the sun is something that appears within a frequency. That frequency is a thing we call daytime, as opposed to nighttime. Daytime reaches Earth at points where the frequency for a period of the year is so low that it doesn't manifest the sun. All they have is twilight. For weeks, only twilight, no actual sun. Eventually, this field encroaches, because the whole thing is moving like the tides. It comes towards, it encroaches, it increases, and now it manifests the sun only for a short period. These are the extremes. So the north, the very north and the very south. The Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. This is what happens in the real world. Everywhere else, you have the sun arrive first a weak field that we call day. Then it increases and we have the sun manifested. Then it washes over us like a tide and goes away. And when it's gone away and diminishes to the point that no more light reaches us, we have no sun. The field, that region, is elsewhere on the plane. It's not perspective, okay? So the people talking about perspective and angular, you can forgive them because we had no tools with which to consider this place. So even the people talking about a small circular sun, you could forgive them unless they're still going on about it now. So that's what happens. It's a field. If you want to know what a field is an array. An array. The words array have a meaning. Look it up. Look up what is an array. And you'll see that it's a setup of some type of some instrumentation, equipment, things set up in a matrix of some sort. The array is the field. When we're talking about sound, it will be the field of sound waves. When we're talking about light, it will be the field of light rays. The array are the filaments that are there, that are energized. They're there all of the time. When they're not energized, they don't manifest light. When they're energized, they manifest light. What energizes them? A change in the voltage, in the actual electromagnetism in the sky. And all of this can actually be checked. Oh, looks like the voltage is increased. Looks like the voltage and the Kelvin are increasing at the same rate as the illumination. Oh, but wait, we thought Kelvin was illumination. So, yeah, because you're stupid. It isn't that. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, my niece calling me. Okay, so there you go. In the nighttime, it's always there, but the sun field swoops in and fill the dark with light, having a thought orgasm here. Yes. So is the nighttime always there? But then this field swoops in and fills in the dark with light? Yes. If you take the nighttime, think of this. Okay, nighttime, what do you have? No light. Wonderful. But what do you have? You have cosmic background radiation. You have white noise on your radio. Okay, that's there at night. Along comes the day. What do you have? You have light and you have the different levels of radiation. But you also have the cosmic background radiation, the white noise on your radio. You still have it in the daytime. And then it goes away. The nighttime is always there. The day comes and goes. Like true story. White noise on all TV sets, yes. Right, guys, I'm going to go. I need to blow my nose. Larry Capolla writes, hola, Antonio, ¿cuándo estarás con Alberto Pleguezuelos? Pues no sé, mira, he estado pensando. Primero, no lo voy a hacer en su canal, lo voy a hacer en este. Segundo, no sé si quiero molestarme. He echado un vistazo a ver de lo que habla. Parece no muy inteligente el tío. Bien educado sí, pero inteligente no. Y no sé, ¿sabes? Viendo cómo era ese Hugo Sánchez, ese tipo de mentalidad, de mente, esa clase de mentalidad, Y lo veo con este pleguezuelos. Primero, quejarse de que un mapa no tiene leyenda. Y decir, pues parece que lo verde oscuro es selva y lo verde claro no es selva. Es bastante obvio. ¿Necesitas que lo escriba? Parece que lo azul es agua. ¿Sabes? Creo que paso. Pero no sé, ya lo veremos. Pero lo haré en este canal. Así no será borrado. Wonder if the background radiation can be measured night and day to see which is stronger or changes. It does. Philip Jacko 84, Heal the World. You can measure it. It has been measured. It is measured continuously in the real world by astrophysicists, by geophysicists, by laymen. You can check. It's checkable. You can check yourself. There's equipment out there for you to check. And yes, it is there. It's consistent. The cosmic background radiation, what they call cosmic background radiation, they have to call it something because it's something that's arriving here. They don't know what it is. So they say, oh, it's just background from the Big Bang. Like, no, it's an energy that's arriving here. Anyway, but yes, it happens in the daytime as much as in the night. In the daytime, you have a different amplitude also happening, but not happening instead of. Makes much of it easier to understand. It's not that hard to understand. What's hard to do is visualize it, like the holoprismatic sun, the holoprismatic moon, the holoprismatic stars and nebulas. How, in what way they're holoprismatic? What causes the light in the first place? Of the stars, Venus, planet, okay, but Venus is holoprismatic. It's a point where there's a grid, an actual bundling of a nexus of chords or filaments that illuminate. I've shown it many times. It was a channel called The Ham that captured it. It's a professional photographer flying from London to Iceland, filmed Venus out of the window, and it showed this very cool shape with these key points in this shape, almost like parhelia, but with many more lines being crossed. Parhelia is lines being crossed. This is nexus points where the extra illumination shows. Cold Steel Truth, Antonio, where can I buy those EMF screens? I forget the name of the place. Do a search for military grade EM shielding. You'll find them. They're kind of expensive, but they're worth it. I mean, they really are worth it. Love to know why some can't visualize and most can't grasp the simplest of things. Philip Jacko 84. It's because they've been cauterized from doing it. When they were children and they engaged in that kind of thinking, that inventive, imaginative thinking, the part of thinking that brings solutions to problems, they had it knocked out of them. Concentrate. Do this left-brained thing. So eventually, is conditioning. They were literally conditioned into not being able to visualize complex things, or even not being able to visualize simple things if they're being conditioned to visualize only complex things. Like with the EQ mount, they think they're visualizing Earth rotation, but they're not really. If they really go and visualize Earth rotation and go, whoa, that star's gone from there in space to how many millions of miles that way in space whilst I've been recording it. The heck? Nah, that doesn't sound real. And it's because it isn't real. But that's it, guys. I'm going to bail. Sorry about this, but I'm going to bail. I'm enjoying chatting to you all. Hope you enjoyed this. Take parts of this if you want to. Oh, before I go, I will show one more time. Oh, no, I don't have it. Rewind and watch the part I showed from No Fanfare's video. It's only short. Just rewind and watch it. It's good. Right, folks, that's it. I'm bailing. Thank you very much. Shalom.